Hi everyone. In this video, we will discuss about file system monitoring in Dynatrace. And let me give a brief introduction about file system monitoring and how we can use this file system monitoring use case. So in SRE best practices and the Dynatrace monitoring. So file system monitoring is essential in SRE and cloud environments to prevent outages caused by disk fuel issues, log growth, failing mount, and it ensures stability of applications by proactively tracking disk usage and storage health also. This helps avoid performance degradation and compliance issues. And if there any unexpected downtime, effective file system monitoring is a core best practice for maintaining reliability in modern cloud native systems. So using of this file system monitoring, we can track the count of number of files in the particular server at a particular path. So if you want to know the count of files in that particular path of a Windows server, this file system monitoring will work for you. Okay. So here it is an overview for the file system monitoring. And here you can see these are the metrics that you can able to capture using this file system monitoring. And the use cases and the path examples, these are for your reference. So how should you give the path and how should you provide that path in the extension? Accordingly, this file system monitoring will work. Okay, so before that, there are some prerequisites to enable this file system monitoring. One is installation of one agent, and the second one is installation of ActiveGate. These two components are very important to enable this file system monitoring on a server, whether it is Windows or Linux. Okay. So I have created an EC2 instance in the AWS. So let me install the one agent and ActiveGate. So for time being, I will just skip this installation video and I will directly jump into the enabling of and the configuration of file system monitoring. Okay. So I'm installing the one agent in the particular host. Click next and select the path. Okay. And then install. So here you can see, right? The installation of one agent is completed. Let me cross check the status in this server whether the one agent is running or not. So it is a Windows and open with services.msc. Here you can able to see all the services which are running in this server. Let me find out the Dynatrace. Mm. So here the Dynatrace one agent install and the status is running. So let me check in the console whether I'm able to see the agent or not in the Dynatrace environment. Okay, this is our host. We just install the one agent. Okay, then let me install the ActiveGate as well. I just created the access token and followed by it will ask what is the purpose of this ActiveGate. So for this extension, we have to choose route one agent traffic. Okay, route one agent traffic to Dynatrace. So select the option route one agent traffic to Dynatrace monitoring. Okay, then copy these commands and run these commands in the server. So I just run the commands and installing the ActiveGate. Next and install. Okay. Let it install Dynatrace Activate in this server. So, meanwhile, I will explain and I will give you another brief introduction and how this file system monitoring is useful in our best practices of SRE. So, file system monitoring has become one of the most important SRE practices today. So, in real world cloud environments, most outages happen because of disk suddenly get full due to logs, temporary files, and unexpected data growth. So, by monitoring file systems, that we can continuously or our team can prevent major downtime before it even starts. It also helps keep the entire system. So if it could find anything abnormal things, right, it can trigger an alert. So critical folders like var log, var lib, and container volumes need constant watch. So otherwise, sometimes these applications might stop. So file system monitoring also help us catch abnormal growth, debug performance issues caused by slow IO, and ensure compliance where audit logs must be stored securely. And overall, it is a simple practice, but it plays a massive role in maintaining reliability, stability, and smooth operations in many, modern cloud setup. So the process, yes, the Dynatrace ActiveGate was installed successful and the process got finished. Okay, so let me cross check whether it is running. We have to search for a Dynatrace gateway. Okay, so for checking agent, you have to search for Dynatrace one agent, and for ActiveGate, we have to search with Dynatrace gateway. Yeah, Dynatrace gateway, and the status is running. So we have completed the prerequisites which are useful for configuring the file system monitoring. So let me start configuring the file system monitoring in Dynatrace. So you can find this file system monitoring extension in the Dynatrace hub. Okay. So in the Dynatrace hub, search with file system. It will populate. Just click on it. Make sure that you have necessary permissions, that you should at least have a environment admin access in your environment to configure this extension, because once you configure this extension, right, for alerting purpose you have to configure in the metric events for the alert setups. Okay, metric events or Davis anomaly detector, which is the latest feature came into Dynatrace, right? With the help of Dynatrace query language, we just set up the alert. So make sure of it. You have the environment admin access in your environment, in your Dynatrace environments. Then only you can able to configure the file system monitoring. Okay. So this is the file system monitoring extension. In this extension only we have to configure. Okay. So once you have configured this extension, right, you can check the data in the data explorer. So once this, you set the frequency and time, the file system execution will be happen on that server and it will pull the data, and you can check the data in the data explorer. Okay. So click on configure. So right now there is no active configuration. So hit configuration and choose where to run the extension, whether it is a single host, whether it is an host group, or whether it is on your entire environment, or whether it is on management zone. So for right now, for demo purpose, I just select the single host, and you can also select the scopes with respect to your requirement. Okay. So this is the host we have installed right now, the one agent and ActiveGate. Select the host and click next. Okay, here we have to provide the path and what is the check type. Check type I have already told you, right? So using this file system monitoring, we can check the size of the files, count of the files, modification age of the files, modification age count, and the mount points in the servers. So these are the features of file system monitoring. So based on your requirement, you can set up this accordingly. Okay. So right now I want to see the count of files. How many files are there in the particular directory? Okay. Select the count. So let me log into that server again, and I have to choose the path. So in the C drive, I have to monitor. Okay. Let me create a folder. Praveen starts. So in this folder, I want to monitor how many files are there in this folder using Dynatrace file system monitor. Just open it. Okay. Let me create some files here. The file system monitoring extension will count the folder also as a file. Okay. So make sure of it. So just create Praveen.txt and let me replicate this. Paste, 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 paste. Okay. Now you can see how many files we have in this directory. One, totally 7 files are there. Okay. If you create a folder also, it will consider as a file. Okay. Let me create a folder, Praveen texts. Okay. So by default, this file system monitoring extension will count all of these as a files. Okay, make sure of it. So let me copy this path. So in this path, I have around 8 files. Okay, so once I have configured this file system extension, I should see the same count in the data explorer as well. Okay, just copy it and paste it in the path. Okay. So I want to see the number of files. I mean, how many files are there in that particular path, right? Just slash star so that it will consider the file entire path. Okay. Okay. And the file system is local. Now count number of directories, enable schedule. I'm not going to enable this scheduled. Okay. So it is nothing but, so if you don't want to run this file system monitoring in some consecutive days, like I don't want to run this extension on Tuesday, Friday and Sunday, you just disable it. Dynatrace will not perform the execution on the particular days, and you can also give the schedule times on the particular day when from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I have to run this extension, so that you can able to give accordingly here. Okay, in the schedule time. So right now I am not going to enable this. Okay, so here the check type is count, the path is Praveen starts, okay, and the file system is local and frequency. Okay, so I want to run this execution for every 5 minutes. Okay, so for every 5 minutes, this extension will run and it will execute and it will fetch the data, how many number of files in that particular path. Okay. Then next, give the description. Veerpedia file count. Okay. Then save. Once you save it, okay, for successful execution, it would be okay. Okay. So this is the configuration we have done right now. And let me refresh it. So here you can check the status. Okay, it is in pending status. Okay, it will take some time to move into okay state. So you can also validate the status. So if it is okay, configuration is active and working as expected. And if the status is warning right, a part of the configuration has problems and requires your attention, but some data is being collected. If it is error, configuration is down, data is not been collected, and it is pending right, the configuration is newly created and data collection will be shortly. So let me refresh the page again. Here we provide the frequency as 5 minutes. So for every 5 minutes, it will fetch the data. Okay. Go to configure and check the status. So it's still in pending state. Okay. Let me validate. Okay. Version 1.33. Okay. So these are the metrics that we can use. Product information, okay, health. Yeah, it is in okay state. Yeah, let me check. I think it will take some time, around 5 to 10 minutes. Let's wait. Okay, all right. So now I can see the status is okay. Okay, let me refresh this again. It will hardly take around 5 to 10 minutes to update the status. So if something went wrong, right, the status will not be okay and it will be error or war. Okay, please check and make sure of it. The data should be okay. Okay, so let me go to health. Yeah, I am getting the data. So open Data Explorer. Let me cross check the data. Search for file system. Yes, file system count gauge. Once you configure that extension right, this metric will automatically populate in the Data Explorer. Okay. So split by host, split by path, path name. Our path is Praveen starts, right? Let me check it. Yes, same path. Run. Okay, to 8. See here we can able to see 8 files are there in the directory. Okay, let me count. 8 items only. Okay, so this is the way that you can validate the data in server level as well as in Dynatrace using Data Explorer. Okay. So we got the data at 224, right? So one execution was done, another execution will be performed after 5 minutes because we have given the frequency, right? We have given the frequency of 5 minutes. Okay. So this is the process of configuring file system extension, file system monitoring in Dynatrace. Okay. So if you want to set up an alert right for this file system monitoring, you can easily set up the alert in the metric events as well as Davis anomaly detector. Okay. So simple, just if you want advance more, copy this query and search for settings. Okay. Anomaly detection, metric events, add metric and type metric selector, and you can able to create the alert setup accordingly. So if you are familiar with metric events and alert setups in Dynatrace, it would be easy for you. Okay, if you are not familiar and new to Dynatrace, right? I will provide you the URLs, the process about how to set up the alert setup and how can we validate in Dynatrace. That I will provide all the links in the description of this video. Just refer it and have some idea. So this is the process of configuring file system extension, file system monitoring in Dynatrace. Hope you like this video, and if you have any doubts, please mention them in the comment section. I will reply over it. Okay. Thank you.